Over 90% of you guys that watch my videos still aren't subscribed. So if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to subscribe with post notifications on, as it helps me out a lot. Love you. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, and welcome back to the channel. Now, it has been a long 2021 with no uploads. And in case you're wondering, it's because we've actually gotten a healthier stream schedule. So please help me out. If you want, go check out the stream, twitch.tv/VybeGG. Link will be down in the description below with links to other social medias if you want to hit those up as well. Appreciate it. But I figured we'd start the first video of the year, 6 months late, with a great one, the most accurate fast food tier list. And to prep for this, I have spent weeks. This is one garbage bag of many, filled with different fast food places that were available nearby for me to order, try, and we're going to rate these food places. How are we going to rate them, you ask? It's simple. On 3 different criteria. 1, the taste. Is the food from these places actually good, or is it garbage? 2, price. Am I spending $15 for a whole meal, or am I spending about $35 just to get a little portion? You know, we need affordability here from these fast food places. And the final option is menu variability. Do you have an expansive menu? Do you have a lot to offer, or are you very limited in what people can get? I feel like these are all 3 important things that have to go into a fast food place. I hope you guys agree with this. And if you don't, let me know. Comment down below what decisions you would have made differently for these places. Let's get to the list. So obviously, we'll be using Tier Maker for this list. Tier Maker, I think, is just the best for anything of the sort. Here's how we're going to be ranking things. Instead of just A, we have the best of the best. This is where the elite of elite restaurants / fast food places will be going. B, you're still pretty good. You aren't top tier, but you are definitely worth stopping at. C, you know, you're right there in the middle. You know, there's definitely better options than you, but you're definitely still better than a lot of other things. D, you're almost garbage, but in the right scenario, you can be an edible choice. F is obviously you fail. This is just, do not visit these restaurants. I don't know why you would. And never had is pretty self-explanatory. I live in Ohio, so not a lot of these places I've heard of. This is not all places chosen by me. This was pre-built. That's how we're going to go with this, because this is an expansive list. So a lot of places I may not have had yet, and I would definitely like to come back to this list one day and not have a never had option and cross these off. But for now, this is how it has to be. And we're going to start with A&W, which ironically enough goes right into this never had list. If A&W, the food, is anything like, you know, the root beer and the cream soda brand, I'm sure it's probably great. But I didn't know A&W had food. So obviously it goes in the never had. Coming into Arby's, I know social media representation is F, and it's not bad. The curly fries are pretty great. The little sliders really make up for a lot on the menu. Arby's is not as bad as people give it credit for. It is not something I would go to regularly, but it is still a pretty decent option. I see Arby's I would put it in a middle tier here, but we'll give it the benefit of the doubt and go C. Baja Fresh, another one I've never even heard of. I don't even, like, if they have Baja Blast, that'd be great, but unfortunately this is another one that goes into the never had. What is it? Mexican Grill? I mean, yeah, that is one that I've never heard of. And we're going back to back with that with Blimpie. Personally, America's Sub Shop. So it's another sub place. Well, the first sub place on this list, but obviously you can see down below there are future ones coming up. Now we get into Bojangles, where when it comes to a chicken place, they're not the best. There are definitely other options, I would say, before Bojangles. And And honestly, I might put them... It's been a few years since I've had anything from Bojangles, so I can't rate too honestly, but I've had it, so I can't put it down here. Because I know that there are better options that I would go to before this, I'm going to put it in F. I might just be misremembering it. It could be a D tier restaurant, but for now it's F. Then we come to Boston Market, where the menu is it is a decorated menu. It is like a Thanksgiving every type of day type of menu. The food always seems relatively fresh. It doesn't seem bad. I feel like paying at Boston Market might be cheaper than paying for like a frozen meal at like Walmart or something. So Boston Market, I haven't had it in a while. It is something I could have if it was more common. I know that the one around me closed years ago. I don't know if there's another one available, but from what I remember it was not terrible. We will give Boston Market a B, and we're actually going to... We will have a row below for A, because I feel like there's a difference between being an A tier restaurant and being the best restaurants. So we'll put A in, and I think that makes a lot of this look much better. Now we stop at our first burger joint. We've got Burger King. And I mean, from childhood, Burger King is nostalgic, but nowadays it is not the place you want to go. The fries are meh. The chicken nugget deal, 10 for $1.49, is terrifying. Realistically, Burger King should be an F. But what I'm going to say saves Burger King, the original chicken sandwich it's actually a pretty good sandwich. And the milkshakes really help Burger King out here. Burger King should be an F. We are going to give it the first spot on the D tier. Now, Raising Cane's. If you've never had this before, let me tell you, the hype is real. The chicken, the Texas toast, any type of meal you can get from here, the cane sauce, it is, without a doubt, one of the best places you can stop at. Unfortunately, they do give the coleslaw with the meals, but you know what? You can sub out the coleslaw for extra Texas toast. Really brings the whole meal together. Cane's gets bypassed over A, right into the best. Now, Carl's Jr., ironically enough, I feel like there's one in my area, and I've heard great things about it. It goes into the never had category, or if I have, I may have been like 5 or 6 years old and genuinely do not remember ever eating Carl's Jr. Checkers, I had to research, and I remembered Checkers is named differently in different parts of the country. Around here, it is Rally's, and honestly, the burgers, you can tell, are very processed. But the way they do like chicken and stuff with the funnel cake fries, they used to have a very good burger. I don't know if they still have just the fry burger. You know, it was like a cheap little $1.50 burger. Was really good. But they're always, I don't know about other parts of the country, they're always pretty dirty restaurants. Their pricing is a little high for a lot of the dollar menu items. And every time I try and DoorDash their funnel cake fries, they always forget them. But that's not something I'm judging on, like I said. But we are going to put this in the D category. It's something I can do every now and then, like 3 a.m. when it's the only thing open. But besides that, it is not too good. Coming into Chick-Fil-A, ignoring all of their outside activities, which would put them in the F category. But when it comes to chicken sandwich, it's the most iconic chicken sandwich. The lemonade's great, the fries are okay, but there are definitely places that beat it. That is no question. I think everyone just goes to Chick-fil-A because of the name brand and the memes. And I mean, the service is still great, but Chick-fil-A will fall into the B category. It is not the A or best tier restaurant that everyone proclaims it to be. There is definitely a better chicken sandwich out there than Chick-fil-A. And like I said, with everything they do off the field, should be an F. But we're judging this on the food, so B. Chipotle. Now this is a complicated one because when you are in high school, or at least when I was, Chipotle was god tier. Nothing beat Chipotle. I never even had Chipotle until I was out of high school. Fun fact. And I was like, okay, this is pretty good. I can see why, everyone hyped it up so much. And then as the years went on, it's like, okay, this is good, but the menu's very limited to what you can do. Guac is extra. So we are going to put Chipotle promptly at a B, because it's still a very filling burrito. $9-ish for that much, when only they charge extra for the guac, or if you do extra meat. It is a good price. It's still good. Now, Church's, it's another one of those chicken places where, I mean, it definitely is lower value than Chick-fil-A. It is a place I've only had every so often when I was younger. It was not a, let's go to Church's Chicken. Oh man, that Church's Chicken sounds delicious. No, it was, you got Church's Chicken because it was just on the way home from somewhere. You never went out of your way for Church's Chicken. I did it one time for a meme, just to say I went to church on a Sunday. That was it. That was the only meme for Church's Chicken. And yeah, I think Church's promptly belongs in the F category. It could be D. I may be judging it too harshly, but we're gonna go F. Cookout. I've never even heard of this. I've never heard anyone talk about this. Now, if we're talking about like an actual, back door, invite your friends over, have a beer, have a good time, that's the best. But this is apparently a fast food place or casual restaurant. I've never heard of it. So, if I've never heard of you, I clearly have never had you. Culver's, and this one is tragic. I know one opened up by me recently, and I need to get to it. But until then, I've heard nothing but great things about Culver's. Unfortunately, I've never had it, so I have no way to talk about it. Oh man, Del Taco. Now, I remember many years ago, Del Taco was absolutely terrible. One of the worst places you could go. And then a few years ago, I think they must have rebranded or changed their recipe or something. It's still not a prime destination, but they're a lot better than what they used to be. They would have been bottom of the F tier. I genuinely, in 2021, I would not go out of my way for Del Taco, but I could see them in the D tier. And that's an upgrade massively, because Del Taco used to be absolutely horrendous. Now, Denny's. Ironically enough, I didn't think Denny's was going to be on this list. I had Denny's literally last night. Let's not talk about it. But for a breakfast place, the rest of their menu is pretty well done too. The burgers, the elderly items, or the 55 plus, however they want to call them. The appetizers stick out. The shakes are good. I mean, for a breakfast place, Denny's is pretty decent. The prices aren't insane outside of ordering on DoorDash, where they charge extra for everything. I mean, honestly, it's not an A tier. It's not A. I genuinely put Denny's in the C category. I don't go out of my way for Denny's. It is a good option. It is a great stop at this place after the bar option, which is where most of my Denny's experience comes from, but it's still, I can happily put Denny's in C. Domino's. Alright, this is how you know this is an old logo, because it still says pizza right here when they're just Domino's now, because they're more than pizza. And honestly, Their pizza alone puts them in the B tier, but with their pasta and everything else, I mean, it's a strong push to be the first one in the A tier. I don't think it breaks it yet. Domino's is pretty good. The affordability is nice. Domino's isn't my go-to place for pizza or pasta, but when I do get it, I'm not upset with my choices. And I think Domino's is right there in the B tier. Dairy Queen. This one I think is pretty easy, actually. The ice cream alone is incredible. One of the best ice cream places you can go to. I mean, obviously, you know, most cities or towns have their, like, corner, like, this is my ice cream place, but for the name brand ice cream fast food place, Dairy Queen is very up there. And if you can get one of the Dairy Queens that does, like, burgers and hot dogs, they actually do them pretty well. I genuinely believe Dairy Queen could be a B. I in my personal opinion, Dairy Queen's an A. Dairy Queen is an A. El Pollo Loco. You know, we have a bar around here with that name, so if it was the bar, you know, that's an A. I enjoy the drinks, but I've never had the restaurant, or if I have, I'm blanking on it, so it falls into the never had. Now, we had Blimpie fall into the never had for the subs category, and for Firehouse Subs, I mean, realistically, of all the sub places, I think there might only be one place worse than them. I'm not a fan of Firehouse. I don't know what it is about them, but I just don't think they do good sandwiches. But there's one sub place that I think they're a million times better than that is on this list, and I think it is a sin to put them on the same category. So we're going to put Firehouse into the D category. Five Guys. Now, while the menu is not expansive, which does hurt, they are one of the best fast food burgers you can get. The fries are incredible, and I mean, they've got peanuts available too, you know? And I recently had a Five Guys shake for the first time, which was delicious. I think it is a very obvious choice. They are not the best, but they are an A tier. There's not a doubt in my mind, Five Guys is an A tier burger. They are not the best burger, but they are definitely very close. Coming in to more breakfast, we've got IHOP, which I honestly think it's the more known name compared to Denny's, and I think they have a more expansive breakfast menu, whereas Denny's will incorporate more dinner items. But side by side, there's not too much different between the two, and I'm going to let them be neighbors right here on the C tier. Okay, born and raised Ohio, and I've had this one time, and in that one time, and I had this in Texas, it wasn't even California, it was in Texas. So if any Texans see this, you're going to be upset probably later with another decision I make, but for now, the one time I had In-N-Out was one of the best burgers I think I've ever had. Like, the hype for In-N-Out is real. Maybe I need to eat it more frequently, but I live about 2,000 miles away from the next closest one. But in that one experience, In-N-Out gets the best category. Jack in the Box, I'm not sure what all is on their menu. I've had their tacos before, which were very mediocre, and that was about it. Like, I think that was in high school, and I think I just had like a water or something with it, which was my fault. So from what I remember, Jack in the Box, it was not awful, and I could probably just check out more of the menu in the future. So, but for right now, based on that one experience, Jack in the Box belongs in the F tier for me, but I can come back after I've had a few more times and tried more of the menu, and maybe move it to C or D. But for right now, Jack in the Box belongs in the F tier. Alright, Jersey Mike's. Recently opened up by me. Pretty good sub. Definitely better than Firehouse, that's for sure. Like, they do not hold back on their meat or anything. They are a very good sandwich. I'm a fan of Jersey Mike's. I think it's not the best sub you can get, but it is very good. It's not A, but right there in B, I think is very fitting for Jersey Mike's. Next to another sandwich shop, we have Jimmy John's, who, honestly, the chips and cookies are pretty good, but the big flaw with Jimmy John's is they are die hard for the cold sandwiches, which aren't as good as they hype them up to be. Like, just toast your fucking sandwich, you know, that's all you gotta do. But because of that, it's affordable, it gets here fast, they've got a pretty wide menu. I think it's like 20 different sandwiches, I may be wrong. And they're definitely better than Firehouse, so we're gonna put Jimmy John's in the C tier. Jollibee, I don't know what you are, so I'm sorry, never had. KFC, when it comes to a chicken place, I mean, this is the face of chicken right here. There is no more iconic name than KFC. The mashed potatoes and gravy are great. I don't know if they were the first ones to do like the popcorn chicken bowl, but if they were, that would change the game forever. Like, now a lot of their menu is, you know, all revolved around the same few things, but it's still a decent place. I get it every now and then. So I think KFC fits right in at B. I don't think it was, you know, an elite place, but it's still a pretty good stop. We'll go KFC here. This one I think is a very easy choice. When it comes to all pizza places, Little Caesars does win with affordability for $5 hot and ready, but man, is it like tomato sauce on cardboard. For the pizza alone, it is an F. The their crazy bread is almost enough to move them to a D, but when you're a pizza place, pizza's your big ticket item, and your pizza is bad, man, it belongs in F. Long John Silver's, I'm sorry, fast food fish place just does not sit right with me. Like, and it's been like 15 years since I've had it maybe, but even then it's like, you see the memes about who is keeping it in business, and it's a very good question. Long John Silver's into the F tier. Time for the king of the dollar menu. McDonald's. So many great nights I've spent with you, whether I have been drinking or whether I was just too poor to buy anything else. Your fries always go cold pretty fast if you don't eat them. The McChicken is a legendary item. Your burgers themselves are actually pretty meh. But for affordability, for good menu, and I mean, it's not like McDonald's tastes awful. It is not an A tier. I refuse to let McDonald's and Five Guys be on the same category. I believe McDonald's should sit right at a B. Moe's, this is it. This is the controversial pick. And I'm going to put it at A. Because when I talked about there being better burritos earlier with Chipotle, this is what I meant. When I had Moe's for the first time, it was incredible. I think it's an all-around better burrito. The pricing is almost the same. Moe's beats Chipotle, and it sits right here in the A category where it belongs. Noodles and Company. Welcome to the never had category. I don't think I've even heard of you before, which is kind of surprising. Panda Express. Oh boy, I look around my room and I have 3 large Panda Express drinks. I order Panda Express a lot. And for me personally, Panda Express is just an A. Like, for a fast food Chinese food experience. It's the most iconic one. The orange chicken is great. The Beijing beef, mwah. Like, do I regret it a few hours later? Potentially, you know. But at the moment, it's delicious. It's a good menu, and I am proud of Panda Express. I think this is rightfully in the A tier. And then, now this is one. Panera is very good. I do enjoy Panera. And I didn't think they were going to be on this list. So when I talked about price being a factor, Panera is definitely one of those places where the price hurts them. Because they are so expensive for kind of small portions. Normally Panera could be the best or an A tier. They have a good menu. The food tastes good. It could be the best, but based solely on it being a very expensive place, I'm going to put Panera in A, but it could be the best if they just, a little bit lower prices. That's all it is. Alright, I'm going to scroll through this to run through real quick. I'm just going to knock out all of the never hads, and you guys can criticize me later for all my lack of experience with PDQ, POQ, welcome to Never Had, along with Portillo's, Roy Rogers, Schlotsky's, or if I might have had this, but I just don't remember it, Shake Shack, Sheetz, Swenson's, Taco Cabana, Torchy's Taco, Wawa. I was in Texas, and I had In-N-Out in Texas, but I did not have Whataburger. So I deserve to be flamed for that. Wiener Schnitzel, I didn't think that was an actual place. I thought that was just a funny made-up word from like TV. And I believe that is everything. Okay. Welcome to the Never Had category. Please judge me and let me know which of these places I need to stop at first so I could properly rate them in the future. Alright. Now to everything else, Papa John's, you are way better than Little Caesars. Your pizza's not as good as Domino's. So obviously you do have to fall in between C and D. For Papa John's, off the field issues, obviously, F. What was it? He ate 100 pizzas in 100 days, 130. What? I forget how the meme was, but God, Papa John, you really let yourself go. All in all, I do believe there are a lot better pizzas than Papa John's, but yeah, there's no but about it. Yeah, Papa John just belongs right there in the D. Now, when it comes to subs, places like Subway are the most iconic you can come across. But just because you are the first thought or the most iconic does not make you the best. And when it comes to the subs or sandwiches, Penn Station is by far the best sub sandwich shop you can go to. They have so many different things you can put on your sandwich. A lot of different pre-built sandwiches. The lemonade's great. The fries are great. Like, Penn Station does it right. The best, and it belongs there. Pizza Hut I've not had in a few years. So this might be a biased opinion. But last time I had Pizza Hut was still pretty decent. Like I said, I haven't had it in years, and there might be a reason for it. It might be availability, it might just be choice. So I'm going to put Pizza Hut in C, because last time I had it, I remember it being pretty good. I might have to look into it again soon so I can properly adjust or lower it if it needs to be. Popeyes. Y'all remember the Popeyes chicken sandwich war with Chick-Fil-A? Well, let me tell you, Popeyes may not be the most clean restaurant, God damn it, do they make great chicken. And I do believe Popeyes belongs in the A tier. For that chicken sandwich alone, which helped me go into more of their menu, Popeyes a day. Now, Potbelly, it's not bad. Like, I don't know why it's probably going in C anyway, but it's not a bad place. The menu, I feel like, could give more variety, and I don't know if it's just my area. Pricing was a little crazy. It's been 2 or 3 years since I've had it. I think I last had it up in Michigan. So, you know, we'll see. I will try it again soon to properly adjust Potbelly. Qdoba, you are worse than Moe's. You are worse than Chipotle. You're still a decent burrito, you know? But outside of that, yeah, you just go right there into C. Quiznos. Maybe the one that was by me years ago was just bad. But personally, Quiznos I think was the worst sub I've ever had. I don't understand, like, it was a few times I had it too. Like, I gave it multiple chances and it never lived up to my expectations. Quiznos F. Sbarro, the only one near me, is in the mall, and I don't get it often because the mall I think has way better options in the food court than Sbarro. But when I do get it, I don't regret it. It's a good time. It's fun. It's delicious. I do believe it belongs in the B tier. I have not checked the menu too much to really see if it belongs A, or maybe the things I've had are just really good and it's actually a C. But from what I've had, it belongs in B. This one is going to get me in trouble. Like I said, I live in Ohio, but I live in northern Ohio. Mid to southern Ohio, Skyline is elite. They love their Skyline. Me, I'm not really a fan. It's okay, I guess. It didn't really do anything for me. It was just like, okay, this is what it is, you know? Maybe I just got like a really bad day at that Skyline, but yeah, we're gonna put Skyline in D. And being an Ohioan, I may have just gotten myself kicked out of the state for that. Sonic, expansive menu, pretty fairly priced, good food, and I mean, ordering through the little sound system, the radio that they have, pretty creative, you know? There's no sit-in with Sonic. It's literally just wait at your car and have them bring it to you. It's creative. That's not what I judge on. It was the first three. I think Sonic belongs in the B tier. Alright, Steak and Shake. Listen. This used to be a place, every payday after work, I would go to Steak and Shake. I'd get 2 plates, one of a burger, one of chicken fingers, get a different shake every time. I love Steak and Shake. And it's like $4 a plate. Like, of all the pricing anywhere on here, next to McDonald's dollar menu, Steak and Shake, actually no, Steak and Shake is better because you get more bang for your buck. Like, it's not bad, but the only problem I think with Steak and Shake is that it could be better tasting. The shakes could put it at a B, but the food, and there's more food than there are shakes, keep Steak and Shake at a C, but it is very high C, low B tier. Taco Bell, listen, this is my list, and Taco Bell will always be my number one, drunk or sober, or any occasion, the best fast food place. The Crunchwrap Supreme and Baja Blast are all you really need, but, oh man, Taco Bell, like, the menu is a million pages long. Now, the only issue with Taco Bell is how many, favorite menu items they take off, bring back something else. Like, the amount of times we've seen the nacho fries on and off the menu, the whole potato fiasco, everything else that really went on with Taco Bell. But, I mean, my main order never changed. And it's like, I'm pretty sure I've had almost everything on that menu in the past 15 years or so. I put Taco Bell in the best. Other people could just be like, I'm over exaggerating and just put it in A. I'm gonna leave it in the best. Subway. Now to the most iconic sub and sandwich shop, and I mean, honestly, it's still a pretty good sandwich. It's not as good as Penn Station, but I mean, the cookies are incredible, and I mean, the toasted sandwiches, I believe Subway belongs in the A tier. I think they're better than Jersey Mike's. They're clearly better than Jimmy John's. They just don't beat out Penn Station. So I'm going to put Subway in A. Now this one's another one. Another hot take here. Waffle House. This is another one of those ones. After the bar. You don't actually have a breakfast at Waffle House. This is you stop at Waffle House to sober up. And you have a weird conversation with whoever's cooking, or your waitress, and you just talk about weird stuff because you are drinking, and they're just trying to get through their shift. But Waffle House is pretty good, and honestly, when it comes to breakfast places, I'm gonna take Waffle House over Denny's and IHOP. And I mean, sure, the restaurants are dirty, but you don't go to Waffle House because you're expecting a 5-star Michelin restaurant. You know what you're getting into with a Waffle House. It's not gourmet. It's not crazy good. But for what it is, Waffle House deserves a B tier. Alright, Wendy's. I mean, everyone knows Wendy's is the best. I don't consider Five Guys a fast food burger. I consider it more of the casual restaurant burger, I guess would be the term that they used for this tier, for this tier maker. But when it comes to like the big three of fast food, Burger King, McDonald's, and Wendy's is the best. They're expensive, which, I mean, is the only hindrance against them, but the food's really good. And I mean, you can't really do much better than it. They've got a good menu, too. Now, White Castle. If we're talking about Harold and Kumar and the movie, the best. Put it right there. That movie made White Castle look like the best place ever. And then you actually have White Castle for real, and it's like, okay, I mean, your first experience with White Castle in real life might be, the frozen White Castle burgers at your local grocery store, in which case, gross. Why? They overhyped this. In reality, it's not awful. I think White Castle's okay. It's not a place I would go out of my way to get, through 20 miles just to order 20 sliders and a cherry Coke and a Diet Coke and 10 fries and whatever else they ordered. But it is, if I see a White Castle like on a road trip, I might stop by on White Castle because it's not around my area. The next one is like 2.5 hours away, but it's like, it's still a decent place. Now, Wings Over, I had never heard of before, and then I found out there's one 20 minutes away maybe not 20 minutes, but 20 miles. So, I don't know distance, and I had it for the first time. And I just realized Buffalo Wild Wings wasn't on this list, and I think that's a good thing. These were some of the best. Cane's is up here, so it's not as good as Cane's. But Wings Over is absolutely an A-tier wing place, and one of the best. And I wish I could still have it nearby. And this would be something I would order almost like every other day or so. It was that good. Now, what does belong up there with Cane's is Wingstop. Wingstop's wings are incredible. The fries, pretty good. They don't have any like their own iconic drinks. I'm pretty sure their menu is mostly, their, like, I forget if they're Pepsi or Coke products, but I'm pretty sure that's all it is. Or like simple made lemonade, not like a homemade style. Like, Wingstop is very good. And rounding off this list is Zaxby's, which belongs right in the, I'll say B tier, because it's not as good as Wings Over. It doesn't come close to Cane's or Wingstop, and I think that is I think B is a very good spot for Zaxby's. All right, here is our final list, with Cane's, In-N-Out, Penn Station, Taco Bell, and Wingstop being the best. Bojangles, Church's, Jack in the Box, Little Caesars, Long John Silver's, and Quiznos being the absolute worst, and me clearly having a lot of things to try. Thank you guys so much for watching another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to help me out. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.